On slide 2, I'm going to talk about some agenda items. I want to talk about spices as allergens, and you'll see why in a minute. And then I'm going to talk about supply chain and weak points and strong points from your supplier into your own operation, and even at your receiver. I'll go through some recall data, talk about operational food safety planning, and I'm going to get into valid preventive controls a bit because they definitely apply to the spice arena. We'll talk about this whole genome sequencing, or this new thing going on with testing spices and other things for salmonella and other bacteria. And then I'm going to get into a little bit of nitty-gritty on your humidity, air handling, dust, pests, sanitation, processing zones in your operation. And then that kind of information has to transfer back to your suppliers because they have to do similar things. And then, of course, including spices in preventive control plans. So let's look at slide 3. Spices are a low water activity industry, meaning they're dry, of course, and so we have to be careful to keep the humidity under control. Slide 4 talks a little bit about whole genome sequencing. And what happens here is that the feds, over the past several years, have been looking for faster and faster ways, more efficient ways to test for different bacteria in food products. Okay, so if you see the bottom chart there, you'll see how the determinants for salmonella have increased over the years, and that's because there's been more awareness of the problems caused by some of these bacteria, and so we've increased our measurement, and of course along with that comes increased enforcement. You got to remember, government agencies, including the FDA, their enforcement, that's their job, right? So they may not necessarily be your friend. Okay, look at the bottom of that slide 4. You're going to see that I like to put some links in here, so if you want to go and read that Food Safety Magazine article, you can go right to it. So what's whole genome sequencing on slide 5? Well, it's DNA, right? So the feds are figuring out ways to test food using DNA and look for these types of bacteria that might get in there. You can go to Wikipedia and get a little more definition. But look at the bottom. They're spearheading an international effort to build a network of laboratories that can sequence the genomes of food-borne pathogens and upload this information into their database. Okay, so now I've got, if you go to slide 6, I've got, organizations and websites like Genome Food Tracker, right? So all this data is going into big databases from 15 federal labs, 20 state health and university labs, hospitals, et cetera, and what they're trying to do is gather information from a lot of different resources so that people can share the information and get updated on a quicker basis.